Today, we're going to look at 9 ways how you can melt that fat off your body without doing any cardio. Yes, it's possible. And some of these things you're already going to know, but the last 3 steps are going to help to take your fat loss to the next level. So let's start with the simplest thing. This is me on the right in my early 30s. I didn't know about calories. All food contains calories, and calories are units of energy. If you do not use that energy, your body stores it as fat. In my 30s, I was shoving food down my throat like nobody's business. I was eating fried chicken, packets of chocolate just before bed, and my body ended up like this. So, the first thing you can do is lower the amount of food you're consuming. If you take that one step, it will have a massive impact on your body. Now, I know it's a lot easier said than done, so here's what you can do to make the process a lot easier. You have to track your calories. If you do not track your calories, you won't know which foods are making you fat. That's why you've got to track every calorie you're consuming. Once you do this, you will be able to see all the foods that are holding you back and stopping you from achieving the body that you want. All you've got to do is download an app. I use MyFitnessPal. There's a paid and free version. Choose whichever option you want. Put in some data and it will tell you how many calories you can consume on a daily basis. And throughout the day, input the food you're eating. And by the end of the day, it will tell you how many calories you've consumed. But by checking your food on a regular basis, you will become a lot more aware of all the foods that are making you fat. Once you know how many calories you should be consuming, but also how many calories you're actually consuming, you can start to make some changes. The first thing I would do is not go on some crazy diet to get to that target. Take it slow. Spend the next 2 to 4 weeks to get to your target so you don't end up crashing and giving up. The game in life is to be consistent, to turn up every day and not give up. So make life as easy as possible. So when you are reducing your calories over the next 2 to 4 weeks, take your time. Don't rush into it. Reduce a few calories every few days. When you do that, you will be able to reduce your calories by about 1 to 2,000 within a month. The next thing you want to do is just don't buy it. If you buy something and take it home, you're more likely to eat it. If you have the urge to eat something late night and it's not in your fridge, you're less likely to jump in your car or walk down the street just to buy a bar of chocolate. So if you don't buy it, you won't eat it. The third thing is never go shopping on an empty stomach. I know this from personal experience. Whenever I've done this, I've ended up buying chocolates, crisps, just pure junk food. Never go shopping on an empty stomach. If you do, you will buy all the wrong things. The second way you can burn more fat is by adding more protein to your diet. When you add protein to your diet, your body needs to break this meat down. So once you've had a meal with a lot of meat in it and you sit down, one, you've consumed a meal with low calories. Number two, your body still needs to break this meat down in your body. Therefore, your body's using energy. Those excess calories are getting used up to break that protein down. Two more advantages to having a high protein diet is that you stay fuller for longer. Therefore, you're less likely to snack. And the third and final advantage to having a high protein diet, it helps with muscle building. And by having a high protein diet, it'll give you a head start when you start lifting weight. Now, when I went on this fat loss journey, there was one meat that really helped me to get shredded, to help me build muscle and help me burn that fat. Beef. Beef is the best, especially grass-fed beef. If you can find that, that is the protein source I would go for all the time. And if you buy minced beef, it's just easier to digest. The second best would be chicken, chicken breast or chicken thighs. And the third one is wild fish. Now, the problem with fish is it's not very tasty. It's very hard to make fish tasty. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, you can put herbs and lemon on it, butter, garlic, everything, but it's never going to taste good as beef. My mouth's watering just thinking of that minced beef that I used to eat back in the UK. So if you can consume minced beef 3 to 4 times a week, I guarantee it, you will feel stronger, you will feel fuller. The third way to burn fat is going keto. This is where you don't eat no carbs. This is going all meat, all salads, all high fats, all fruits, all fruit and vegetables. This is the best way to get lean. Going keto is one of the best ways to strip fat off your body. But the problem with keto is it gets very boring and most people give up. I've been on multiple keto diets. The longest I've ever lasted was 6 weeks. By week 5 and 6, it's not enjoyable. But if you want the fastest results in the shortest amount of time, definitely do keto because you will get the results. Carbs are sugars, and if you strip those from your body, after a while, it will change the way your body looks. You have to decide how quickly you want to change your physique, and if you're able to maintain that diet, then go for it. But if you feel like you're going to do this for 2 weeks and then you're going to hit the carbs heavy, you're going to hit the takeaway heavy, I would definitely avoid this type of diet. But if you feel you can stay consistent with this diet for 6 to 8 weeks, it'll transform your body. The fourth way to melting fat off your body is carb cycling. This is very simple. This is going a few days on low carbs, then having one day of high carbs. There's a couple of benefits to this. Number one, when you fuel your body with a low amount of carbs, your body actually utilizes it and uses what's available. Once that's depleted, your body taps into your fat to try getting energy. But then when you come to the high carb days, instead of your body storing the carbs as fat, it stores it in your muscles as glycogen. You become efficient with your carb consumption. And when you go to train or do anything, your body taps into that glycogen. And therefore, you end up putting on less fat. The problem is, if you're consuming carbs every day, your body doesn't know what to do with it. You're overloading it with all this energy, so it stores it on your body as fat. But if you want to maximize your carbs and get the benefit of eating carbs, then carb cycling is one of the best ways to do it. The way I do carb cycling, I start with Monday, high carbs. I go Tuesday and Wednesday, low carbs. Then Thursday, I go high carbs. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I go low carbs. I do this for 6 weeks. Then I switch to a week of high carbs. Yeah, I'll have a whole week of eating slightly higher carbs, and in between, I'll have 2 days of low carbs. Then I'll go back to this 6 week protocol. This keeps my metabolism active all the time. It stops me getting stuck in a rut. It keeps my body burning and it keeps my body thinking. Therefore, every time I consume food, my body's utilizing whatever I'm putting into it and I get to enjoy my food. Unlike a keto diet, after 3 to 4 weeks, I'm actually sick of it. But carb cycling has been a game changer for me. Now, you can do whatever works for you. You might want to do 5 days of low carb and one day of high carb during the week. It just depends on your goals, it depends on your body, it depends on your age, it depends what you want to achieve. Now, if I wanted to get 10% body fat, I would not do carb cycling. I would go straight for a keto diet. But if you want a body like mine, around 15% body fat, then carb cycling is the way to go. The fifth way you can melt that fat off your body is doing fasting, time restricted eating, eating in a window, whatever it is, it's all the same shit. It's just consuming food during a certain period of time. This is really good because it stops you overeating, it builds discipline, but also it aids digestion. I eat from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I have 3 meals in that period. So I'm doing about a 14-hour fast. When I eat a lot later, I notice it on my body. I'm a little bit fatter around my waist. I'm a little bit more bloated in my face. It makes a massive difference when I eat a lot later in night. If you want to go really extreme with this, you just make a smaller window. But a 14 to 16-hour fast is really good. Now, if you want to take it to that another level, you can do an 18 or 20-hour fast. I know some of my clients only eat once a day, and that works for them. In that one meal, they get all their calories, they get all their protein, they really go for it in that 3 hour window, but it works for them. And the rest of the day, they're just consuming water with a bit of salt. So you can do whatever works for you, but fasting throughout the day is another way you can melt that fat off your body. The sixth way to burning fat is finding better alternatives. Now, I'm someone who loves mayonnaise. I was eating mayonnaise twice a day and I was eating large portions of it, which was roughly about 1,000 calories. And you can imagine the other types of food I was eating with it: pizzas, crisps, chocolates, everything. I was probably consuming about 5,000 calories and burning about 300 calories a day. This made me really fat. Once I found alternatives, it made all the difference. Now I have mayonnaise, but I have a lot less. I've also found a spicy meal, which I don't need as much of. I also use mustard, I use yogurt wherever I can because I love dips. That's why I find alternatives. Because if you know your weakness, you can find the right alternative to still enjoy your food. Thank me for this one later. That sugar hack that everyone needs to know. This is monk fruit, and this is the same as sugar. It tastes like sugar, it feels like sugar. It is absolutely awesome, but it has 0 calories, it doesn't spike your insulin, and you don't get no sugar crash. I don't know why more fitness guys don't promote this on the internet. Listen, I've got a massive sweet tooth. I love sweet things. I told you how many chocolates I used to eat. This has been a game changer for me. When I consume this in my protein shake, I don't feel like eating anything sweet throughout the day. Yes, sometimes I have a craving for an ice cream in the evening, but generally by consuming this type of sugar, it's changed my desire for sugar throughout the day because I'm getting that sweet hit. I don't need to eat chocolate and it's got 0 calories. There are so many alternatives to the things that you like. You've just got to find them. I was lucky to land on this in Costco in Cambodia, actually in Thailand. And I saw it and I thought, monk fruit sweetener, what the hell is that? 0 calories, keto. I thought I've got to do my research on this. And this is one of the best sugars you can have out there. Now, there's a couple of others. There's stevia, there's xylitol. But from what I find, this is a fruit, can't be that bad for you, and it actually works. So the first 6 things you can do to melt that fat off your body is reduce your calories, add more meat to your diet, go keto, or go carb cycling, whichever one fits your lifestyle and whichever one you want to do. Start eating in a certain window and find some better options. If you take those 6 steps, your body will start to change. Everyone thinks exercising changes your body. It's actually the diet, it's the exercising that builds the body that you want. So if you want to burn fat, this is one of the best places to start, and just start doing a combination of these things and your body will change. Don't make it difficult, make it easy and be consistent. Now, if you want to take your body to the next level, you need to do this. Walk more. The 7th step to melting fat on your body. Just take more steps. I thought this was a load of BS when guys used to talk online about 10,000 steps can change your body. It definitely can. Walking will transform your physique. Yes, it'll take a little bit longer, but it's not cardio. You've got to walk to work, you've got to walk around work, you've got to walk throughout the day. All we're going to do is increase the amount of steps that you do throughout the day because 75% of us men work at a desk, which is making us fat and ugly, destroying our posture, it's making us chubby around the waist, it's making us hella ugly. That's why we've got to do more steps. If you can hit about 15,000 steps a day consistently over the next 90 days, I guarantee your body will change. And it's one of the easiest ways to get lean and transform your body. But when you're walking, there are some things you can do to make it more effective. As soon as you wake up, go for a walk. Whether it's on a treadmill in your house or outside, make sure you walk for 60 minutes as soon as you wake up. This was a game changer for me. Then throughout the day, try to walk. If you work at a desk, set an alarm every 15 minutes. Every 50 minutes to get up and walk. This will improve your posture. And the most important thing is that you walk after every meal. And you've got to walk for about 45 minutes. Because you've already walked in the morning, you don't have to walk after your breakfast unless you want to. But the next 2 meals you have throughout the day, you've got to walk after them. And this will really change your body. If you walk 3 times a day, 60 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes after your second meal, and then 45 minutes after your third meal, you should be able to hit about 10 to 15k steps. If you're not hitting 10k steps, you've just got to take more faster steps. There is no other way around it. The faster you walk, the more steps you will get in. The eighth step to melting fat on your body is cold plunge. Now, this is going to be one of the best ways you can melt fat on your body because it has so many additional benefits. It helps you to become mentally stronger. You build confidence. Once you jump in that cold pool, you come out feeling amazing. Now, I experimented with this a little bit and I found 12 to 15 minutes is needed to create that shivering response. That's what will help you to burn fat. Once you come out of the cold plunge, you can't have a hot shower. You've got to just dry yourself off, put some clothes on, but you will start to shiver a lot after for about 10, 15, and sometimes even 20 minutes. But this is when you'll get that real fat burning. Now you can drink some hot tea, but that shivering after the cold plunge will make a massive difference to your physique. Now, because you've clicked on this video, you don't like cardio. All I'm asking you to do is sit in cold water for 15 minutes. You don't have to move, you don't have to do anything. And when you come out of that cold water, you can sit for another 20 minutes and enjoy a hot drink. This is a great way to burn fat, build mental toughness, to become mentally stronger, and to boost your confidence. There are so many benefits to cold plunging. Also, it'll help you to burn fat. The ninth step to melting fat without cardio is doing saunas. Now, you're probably wondering how sweating your balls off in a room full of guys is going to help you to burn fat because some of you probably already know this. When you sweat, it doesn't mean you're burning fat. All your body is trying to do is cool down. But when you do a sauna at a high enough heat, your body mimics what you do during cardio sessions. That's why a sauna can help you to melt fat and get into better shape, but also it gets rid of toxins from your body. It increases mental toughness when you stay in the sauna for a longer period. It can help you to get rid of brain fog. Doing saunas has been a game changer for me and my physique. So my sauna protocol is very simple. I go 4 times a week after heavy lifting. I don't combine sauna and cold except on a Sunday where I'll do both. But usually I'll do sauna for 20 minutes on the days I'm lifting heavy weights and make sure it's 90 degrees plus to really stress my body and get rid of all those toxins and get my heart rate going so I can get the maximum benefits. Make sure you're taking an ice bag for your balls and your hair if you're suffering with any form of hair loss, and take some fluids whilst you're in the sauna. If you do this, your body will start to change. Now, if you don't like cardio, you've definitely got to go in the sauna. There you have it, guys. 9 ways how you can melt fat off your body without doing any cardio. Eating less, adding more protein to your diet, removing carbs from your diet, trying carb cycling, eating in a certain time frame, finding better alternatives, doing 10 to 15,000 steps a day, doing the cold plunge at least 3 to 4 times a week, and doing the sauna 3 to 4 times a week. 9 ways how you can melt fat from your body without doing any cardio. But if you want to know how you can transform your body in 12 weeks by combining weightlifting, cardio, and all the things I've discussed today, you need to click here.